Oh no, the VSA light is on. Let's go check it out. This is what we'll be looking at today, a 2006 Acura TL. Alright, the VSA light was on this Acura, so let's fire it up, make sure it still comes on. So there's our VSA indicator over there, and we can see that it's still lit, still lighting up. So let's go ahead and scan it, see what the code is. I bought this new little Autel. I think it was about $350. It comes with lifetime updates, so let's check it out, see how it does. I'm just going to scan everything. Alright, there's our faults. So let's go ahead and we want to see a report. So we got a P2279 in the engine computer, temporary. And we have an 84-1 sensor logic failure. So that's what we're checking out today, the 84-1. Alright, going under the hood, if we pop the side cover off. Right here is our ABS VSA modulator, and inside here is our control unit for that VSA. So this is what's causing that 84-1, or that's what's setting the code, I should say. So some of the key components that we have when it comes to the VSA system, obviously we have our control unit here. We have the 4 wheel speed sensors at each wheel. We have our yaw rate lateral sensor, and then we have a steering angle sensor. So those are some of the kind of inputs that this thing is seeing so that it can give us a code. And when it gives an 84-1 code like it is, that's kind of a catch-all code where it's throwing that out saying, hey, I'm seeing a problem and I really don't know what the problem is. I just know there is a problem, and I'm going to set this code and turn on the VSA light. And if you're curious of the locations, our steering angle sensor is in here, and our yaw rate lateral acceleration sensor is behind here. And our steering angle sensor does just what it sounds like. It's looking at the angle of our steering, and it's using that input. And our yaw rate lateral acceleration sensor, that's looking at the G's being applied to the vehicle when you're turning, you know, leaning, stuff like that. And our ABS modulator or ABS control unit looks at those two signals along with other signals, and it determines whether it needs to assist you and keep that vehicle on the road. So when we see this code, obviously we could have an internal problem with our control unit inside there. But if we know a little bit of background on this vehicle, we know that this alternator was replaced. I did it. I did a video. I don't know if I posted it yet, but I did do a video on that. And the battery was completely dead due to that. So they were driving it to the point where the car actually shut off and would not run anymore because, you know, it depleted the battery and the charging system wasn't working at all. When you would turn the key, the lights would come on barely, and then when you would turn it to start, they would go out completely. And a lot of times when you're doing that, when you're starting the vehicle and everything goes out like that, you have components like this that are kind of firing up and then they lose all voltage. And that can erase, you know, the memory type settings that are in there. And I think that's what's happened here. I think it doesn't know where our neutral position for our sensors are, and so it doesn't know what to do, and it throws that code. And a lot of times, like in this case, when, you know, the battery was completely depleted and we charged it back up, fixed everything, you fire up the car, the code does not come on immediately. You have to drive it. Once you get over a certain miles per hour, I think it's like 10 miles per hour on this car, you start driving it, and then it starts doing more internal checks and sees that the problem is there, and then it sets that light, and then the light stays on. You see that as soon as I turn the car on now, it comes on. So that, I think, is what's going on here, and so I'll show you how to correct it. Alright, we're going to go into the VSA module, and all this warning is when you see this, it just means that you can't talk to the VSA or ABS module. Once you're going over 30 miles per hour, that's kind of a safety thing. It needs to take over and can't communicate with you. So we'll go in here and let's see. We have live data, erase codes, and read codes, but we do not have any kind of reset. So this little tool will not allow us to go in and do a reset on that. So we can look and read, and we can look at live data, so we can look at our wheel speed sensors and all that, but it will not let us, it won't let us reset it. So that kind of sucks. Alright, we couldn't get to our reset menus directly through the diagnostics menu, but we want to reset our VSA system. Honda calls it like, what is it, sensor initialization memorization or neutral memorization, I don't know, something to that effect. But that's what we're trying to do. But let's go into our service module here and see if we have something here. So steering angle sensor, well, that's what we're trying to do. One of the sensors we're trying to do is a steering angle sensor. So let's see if we can go through this way and pick up that reset menu. All right, we're going to go to hot functions. And we want the ABS or VSA system. Well, it says all sensors. It might actually let us do it. Neutral position memorization, that's what they call it. So we're going to do the steering angle sensor, brake pressure sensor, lateral G sensor. That's not exactly what they call them on Hondas, but close enough. But I think what I need to do, let me cancel that. Our steering wheel has to be straight, and you can see it's off by a little bit. So let's just start it. And we'll get this steering wheel perfectly straight. Alright, so that looks pretty good. It might not look like it on the camera, but that's pretty straight right there. So we're going to leave it like that. And we'll just go ahead and turn it back off. Alright, now we'll come in here and see if it actually does it. So we'll hit OK. So we have no DTs except for our 84-1, which we do. That's the only thing we have. Actually, we have another DTC, so it may not let us do it because there was one in the engine computer. Engine is stopped, vehicle level, foot off the brake, steering straight ahead, brake pedal not pressed. Isn't that the same with brake foot off the brake pedal? So we'll see if it lets us do it with our actual pending DTC. Because it's not a permanent, it's still pending in the engine computer, it may not let us do it. Press OK. Cannot be performed. Oh, hand this, it wants this off. It didn't tell us that. So we'll try it again. Alright, so it is not liking, it must not like our DTC, so we're going to clear that and try it again. Either that or this little guy just can't do it. So we got that P2279 as a temporary, so we're going to erase that. Ignition on, engine off, yes. We got to turn the ignition off, then we turn it back on. Now we'll read the codes. No fault codes detected. Alright, now we're just going to go all the way out. And we'll go back to service. Where's that SAS? We'll see if it will allow us to do it now. If not, we're probably going to have to get another tool. All sensors. So it's not liking where our steering angle is. So we're going to back out and we're going to try another tool. Alright, we're going to switch to the auto fix and see if it can help us out. See if it's an adjustment here. Alright, so we got our neutral position memorization, and then we have all sensors. Let's try this one. Alright, and that's what we're at. Alright, so this one did it, been completed. Alright, now we'll read codes. That code should still be in here. Oh, okay, it cleared it. It already sees that there's no problem. I thought we were going to have to clear it. So why don't we, because the light right now is still on. Let's start it. And you see that our VSA light is still on. Alright, so there's still no fault codes detected. And we're going to go back in and we're going to do all sensors this time. And that's usually what I do. I usually do all sensors, not the first one. But now you can see that our VSA light is off. And if we go back, come on. Let's read the codes. There should be no codes in there. Alright, so now I think we got it fixed. So we just needed a different tool that could do everything. Well, let's take this for a test drive. See if that light stays out. Right now it's out, that's good. Alright, we're up above 55, 60 miles an hour. Been cruising for a bit. And the light is still off. Alright, I went several miles, did a few key cycles. Everything's good with our VSA system. No more light. But, uh-oh, now we have a check engine light. Well, at least we got it fixed, but that little Autel definitely failed us where the auto fix helped us out and got it squared away. We might have been able to go into all systems right away on the auto fix and get it reset. Who knows? Because that's usually what I do first. But in this case, we still got it done. But yeah, the Autel didn't work on this one. Maybe it'll work on some other stuff, but I'll have to use it more and see if I really like it or not. But right now, it didn't really impress me. I would definitely pick up the auto fix before I would do the Autel if I was only going to have one scan tool. But honestly, it's kind of necessary, at least for what I do. You got to have more than one scan tool. You can't just rely on just one because they will fail you in certain circumstances. But anyway, stay tuned. Let's see what that check engine light is about. And as always, if the video helped you out, you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.